Hi, my name is Poeartistry. I am excited to welcome you to JamesPoeartistry Productions. You are tuning into an incredible experience known as Poeartistry Gold, where we delve into the art of commentary, storytelling and poetry. We aim to bring you inspiring and thought-provoking content.
This is a Poeartistry Gold moment by the author James Lynch. Hello, perceptive readers, and welcome to Poeartistry Gold number 99. Most of the times when a person gets this close to a series milestone, which happens around about 25, another one happens around about 50 for some persons, then you even have 75 and even 100. That's what a lot of persons would celebrate on. However, for some reason, I actually been thinking about Poeartistry Gold number 99 as a big celebration point that I wasn't even planning on. When I say celebration, hey, you're going to see exactly what I mean. It doesn't mean at this time that I'm breaking out a big meal, 7 courses, or my favorite foods to eat, seafood. And even though I mentioned seafood, it's so interesting because sometimes you just have to think about what category does your favorite foods fall in. So on one hand, you might hear a person say, "Oh, I just love some steak. That's my favorite food." And then they'll run into someone who gives them an experience of a variety, even in the vegetable area, like salads and things of that nature, but so specially made, they'll end up saying, "Ooh, that's my favorite food, that salad." And especially, excuse me, and especially when it comes to seafood like lobster. And then you get into those animals who even their vertebrae is is not like everyone else's, not like the even fish family either. But persons may experience a taste on that level, the way it was cooked and prepared, where when they get through with that meal, they may relate even to the person next to them. "Oh, I never thought I would say, I love that. That's my favorite food," you see, they may say. But still, along that line of thinking, here's what I mean about a celebration. You see, Poeartistry Gold number 99, you will remember, is actually doing the fall season of the year. And what normally happens during the fall season? Many people, they get around their family because they've been partying so much over the spring and summer months. Some persons, yeah, they visit their families, but spring and summer is often known or experienced by a lot of persons who actually they travel and they just do things by themselves, or it used to be a term that so and so is for lovers. That's what some states and some cities used to say back in the day. So and so is for lovers. So really, if they go out and do all sorts of things, it's almost like just two people. Okay, the fall season turns into a time of enjoying yourself with family again on a much bigger level for a lot of persons. Okay. And when they're celebrating and trying all these new types of things that they will end up saying, "Oh, that is now my favorite dish," or what have you. Well, guess what? Many of them are celebrating specific belief systems, congratulations or congratulatory types of awards that persons have been voted for or given for maybe something that they had did during the first 3 quarters of the year, if you will. There's bonuses passed out, all sorts of stuff given during this time of year where people just celebrate. And it's not always towards even some type of belief system. It's a variety of reasons. So that's what I wanted to bring out to you here. As far as with this Poeartistry Gold number 99, it made me think about people when they get together. What happens sometimes is, especially when it's in a family unit, they have all sat down at the dinner table. Yes, back in the day, and you can look at some of the older TV shows to see this. Many families used to, on a regular basis, every day, really, in many families. And if it wasn't every day, it was like on the weekend, maybe on a Saturday or on a Sunday, especially, where families just ate together. And I realized not everyone has experienced something on this nature. But let me tell you, still, during this time of year, then there would be other family members at times that would travel, and you could look outside, okay, your house, and just look down the street, and you would see cars, you see, going all the way down for the next block or so, or almost like if it was a fair. You see, sometimes of people or family that have traveled. You may see even the house where the family left to go visit the family. Then somebody said, well, I'm going to park across the street or park over there during this time, since you see they're gone. We know they won't be there. And so what did they talk about, though, at the dinner table? Well, at the dinner table, there would be sometimes a story told about this, what was happening there, how for the school children, they may tell about their grades or what have you. For the most part, it seemed to always be almost like, and it was still more than surface level conversation, okay, but it was still more of a joking, jovial type of spirit that was at the dinner table. But let me tell you, it was after dinner, the breaking away, if you will. Different family members, maybe have had still their more in-depth conversations that they wanted to have with a person that was closer to their age. That was from the adults, even from the younger person, the teenagers. It would just be something that they may break away with another family member for this reason or that reason. And one thing about persons who enjoyed maybe their grandparents, it was almost like their grandparents could fit into any type of conversation, any type of setting. You see what I'm saying? Grandparents could do that. So they could walk in one room and have a very serious conversation with the parents, with a cup of coffee or something like eggnog or something that was even spiced up a little bit. And then they could still go and sit down with even the lone child, you see, that was either playing with a toy or what have you, and could spend a large amount of time just enjoying the child talk and play. It's interesting to see that. But see, that's what I want to mention to you about Poeartistry Gold number 99. If you go through the series starting with number 1 and work your way all the way up to Poeartistry Gold number 99, you will hear a variety of subjects that I guarantee you that at least one of them may be one that you never really thought about. Huh? Now, is that a bold statement to make? Well, it's a bold statement, and I guarantee you it's true. And the only way you will be able to go through all the other 98 of these series without having some type of thought that you never considered before is if maybe you grew up with me. And even then, let me get back to. So here's my point. I'm celebrating that this milestone was accomplished because it actually started over a year ago. And it started during the spring or summer months, I believe, of in 2024. And here we are now at the end of 2025. And I'm happy to say that if you found Poeartistry Gold 1 through 99 interesting, informative, uh, that's right, even funny with my, let me tell you, some of the best jokes in the world. As you know, I've always said, my jokes are so good that sometimes I'm the only one that laughs at them. That's right. So the whole point is that everything is talked about. And if you have enjoyed Poeartistry Go, you see the series all the way up until now, uh, the variety of subjects from lighthearted to reading to downright serious, downright serious, then you still haven't seen anything yet with what the series will continue to dive into of an enjoyable nature. Some of the serious subjects have been developed enough where I can continue now to still move more into the creative aspects of Poeartistry Go, but make no mistake about it. Even once we hit the 100 landmark of this series, I will still give you almost like a 2, 3, or 4 parter of something that will help you even on a professional level. And yes, even when people who really go into the field of ethics and laws and things of that nature, why we do what we do, why have even disciplines been developed at times that's supposed to not only keep the community safe, but yes, it is still supposed to be able to rehabilitate anybody in a society. And this is what we learn from spiritual concepts. Uh, and yet, I will relate sometimes the situations of what people have experienced, and sometimes they didn't even know why they were experiencing them. They didn't even know what was going on, but yet, thanks to persons continuing to keep their eyes open, so to speak, to develop their discernment, to see the way that the situation is in this way and that way, then they read, then they listen, so that they can not only be better persons for themselves, but see, to be able to help someone else, not forcing it upon anybody, but still be able to help somebody else who would be willing to listen in that way. And we learn patience. And so, with that being said, I hope you have enjoyed the episodes of Poeartistry Go. And be assured that there will still just be as informative. You will still continue to see the development of Poeartistry, my assistant. I don't call her AI. I call her advanced intelligence. And yes, I already heard someone explaining their disagreement with that term. I'm not saying they was addressing it directly to me, no. But apparently they heard somebody maybe say something to them before or recently on why they just still would. They don't even think the name, artificial intelligence even fits towards this knowledge base. This is what I'm saying: knowledge base, highly intuitive program search capabilities that the AI does have in order to solve problems. And I basically use the term advanced intelligence because it does jump into the capabilities that we read about even in sci-fi all the time, where the intelligence becomes such on a level, it becomes conscious, it becomes aware, and there has there's something that I won't go into right now, but I will in the future. That they one time mentioned about the even procreation level of matters, and I don't know if I want to say it's interesting, but it is something that they have certainly dived into with nanotechnology, etc. The merging. Look, I think about salons. You see what I'm saying? But all the same, you will get to see more, even in a creative aspect. Because remember, I'm still a human writer. And yet, uh, there are still some even world building aspects with my world's novel, that yes, I am using artistry with those aspects of things. The pictures and things that are drawn. But keep in mind the story. Oh yeah, for the most part, the story, my writing, the where I'm going, the development of the future of these novels, it's still me. It's still me. You're still dealing with a real live human here, and of course, the Poeartistry Gold spiritual concepts and other concepts that I talked to you about. Yeah, come from a lot of experience in itself. You see what I'm saying? And uh, and that's one word. That's one phrase that I think I may be changing soon. I was listening to a podcast that was over maybe a year or so ago, and I was still saying, "You see what I'm saying?" So maybe now I can practice another phrase, saying this more. Sure, you're right. Something like that, and maybe I'll say that for the next year or so instead of always relating. You see what I'm saying? Because you do see what I'm saying. Thank you for being here. Uh, as people say, have warm regards for family that may be coming into town or you going to visit, and enjoy yourself and take care of yourself.